And he told me that you all speak Italian fluently. And this is...
Sì.
Why you're laughing? You don't speak Italian? You don't? You know buongiorno? Well, the meaning of buongiorno, you know, it means good morning. What else you know? Spaghetti? Vino?
Grazie.
Vino bianco and vino rosso? Acqua, well, you know the word amore?
Yes.
Ah, you speak Italian. When you are in Italy, but especially when you are in southern Italy, you need three words: spaghetti, vino, amore. And this is what you need for a good life, right? So good morning again. My name is Antonella, A-N-T-O-N-E-L-L-A. Antonella, can you repeat it?
Antonella.
Very easy to remember. Rhymes with the mozzarella. That's another famous word that you should know. And our driver's name is Pietro. Buongiorno, Pietro.
Buongiorno.
But I will tell you more about me, the driver in the tour, but now I sit, so you don't miss the highlights of Napoli, because look at that. I don't think that there is a port and an arrival more beautiful than this one in Napoli. Look, there are the most important building right in front of you. Quando esci dal porto vai piano piano, poi dopo qui giriamo a destra la luce. Così faccio vedere un po' di... 11 o'clock direction. Can you see the huge castle? The castle was built in the second half of 1200 to be the residence of French kings, the Anjou. They made Naples the capital of an independent kingdom at the end of 1200, in 1266. On the left hand side of the castle, can you all see the red building? Can you see on the left? There is a red building. Can you see? Hello. Are you here?
Yes.
Okay. Can you see the building?
Yes.
You should say see. You're in Italy. See. Okay. To the left there is a building. Look at the windows. On each one there is a pediment. One is round, one is triangular, one is round. Can you see the difference in the shapes, you know, in the decoration? And this is the royal palace built for Spanish viceroys in 1600. And now as we turn, look immediately on the top of the hill. There are two buildings. There is a castle on top, and down below there is a white building which is a monastery with a lot of arches, window. Look at that. You see on the left, on the top of the hill?
Yes.
On the green hill. So there is a castle and a monastery. Now the two buildings were both built in 1300. The castle has the shape of a six-pointed star, and we use the castle for temporary exhibitions, you know. There is the courtyard in the castle, and during the summer, well, this was before the COVID, they put a stage. We have performances, we have dancers, you know, cinema sometimes, shows, comedians. Probably this year they're restarting again, I hope. And then the other building, the monastery with a lot of arches, is a very, very special museum. I don't know if you ever heard about the tradition that we have here in Napoli at Christmas time. Not only do we have Christmas tree, Christmas decoration, but also the idea to put figurines representing the Holy Family. You know what I'm talking about? You know, Virgin Mary, Saint Joseph, baby Jesus, the three wise men, the oxymel, and the shepherds, etc. And this tradition goes back to 1700. And if you have the chance to go up to the monastery, you see a collection and activities dating back to this time. There are so many visitors going there at Christmas time. And on the right, look at this building. Can you see Madonna, Virgin Mary on a cloud and a lot of cherubs on top? That looks like a church a little bit, right? But this is not a church. This is the custom that was built under the last dynasty, the rule of Naples just before unification of Italy. And now tell me, is this stop in Napoli? You know that the name of this town is Napoli. Then there is another town called Naples, but that's in Florida. Naples in Florida. Napoli is in Italy. Is this stop in Napoli your first stop in Italy, or you've been in Italy before Napoli? Before. Where have you been before?
Rome.
In Roma. You've been in Roma. What else?
Pisa.
Venezia. Very romantic. Then? Genova. But we did more than I did in my life. So if you've been in all these places, probably you know yourself a little bit of history of Italy, you know? Yes, no, I don't know. You have three choices.
Yes.
Okay. Well, briefly. You know that Italy is shaped like a boat, right? More or less. And Rome is the center and is the capital, you know? A long time ago, southern Italy, which is Napoli downwards, so the lower part of the boat, was independent from northern Italy. We were independent, we were a kingdom. The head of the kingdom was this town, Napoli. That's why Napoli, the name of the kingdom was the Kingdom of Naples, being name of the capital. In Napoli there are a lot of royal palaces and a lot of castles, because this is where kings and queens lived for centuries. So that's why we were the capital, much more than Rome. Then unification of Italy took place in 1861. Okay, and since then we are one Italy, one nation. But look at the castle on the left. There is a tower. Below the low wall, you see through the opening, you see blind arches to widen the street. And this was done to solve a little bit the problem of the traffic that in Napoli is terrible, terrible, terrible. Do you know the expression Mamma Mia?
Yes.
Traffic in Napoli is Mamma Mia. You know, which is the problem of Napoli? Is not the number of inhabitants, because according to the last census in Napoli, we were less than 1 million inhabitants. Population recently is decreasing, decreasing, decreasing. No more bambinos. Too much internet, probably. We don't. Anyway, there must be a problem, you know, that we don't have a lot of babies anymore. The problem of Napoli, anyway, is its shape. Napoli has two, is like a, imagine like a crescent, like a half moon, you know, with two ends pointing south. The reason of this shape is because there is the sea on one side and hills on the other side. So necessary, Napoli was built between these two limits. A long time ago, hills were not part of Napoli, now they are. But everything is packed over there. Castles and royal palaces and churches and people and scooters. Mamma mia, crazy. We have traffic lights, of course we do, but traffic lights in Napoli are suggestions. See? They suggest to something, then it's up to you. You take the final decision. Everything in Napoli is crazy, upside down. We don't like to follow the rules, let me tell you honestly. And this is probably the reason why in northern Italy and southern Italy we don't like each other very much. You know, we're not best friends. You know. They don't like us and we don't like them as a consequence. But you know, it's not our fault. Because it is true though that we don't like to follow the rules. We are very elastic, you know, about rules. But now tell me, is my name, well, that's Mount Vesuvius that you see in front of you, but now Pietro will drive us very close to Mount Vesuvius. Is my name Antonella a new name for you, or you had another Antonella before you met, you know? No? Because that's a common name in Italy, very, very common. Is after St. Anthony, Sant'Antonio. You know, Italy is the land of a lot of saints were born, but not Anthony. Anthony was born in Portugal, but is buried in Italy. In northern Italy, not far from Venice, there is a town called Padova, where there is a big church and this body is resting there. So that's why it's so common to be named after him. Antonio, Antonella, Tonino, Tony, Antoinette, you know, many versions, but the origin is St. Anthony. But my name is after my grandmother. In southern Italy, we try to keep the same name every other generation. You know, it's a tradition in the family, so that the name stays longer in the family. And of course, I will be your guide today. Is it the first guy that you met in your life? No, you met other guys before me. Yeah. I'm happy when I hear that.
But not as good as you.
Ah, I like you, sir. 2 bottles of vino on your table. I will make. You know that all the guys are liars. You know that we lie. You know, officially we lie. Okay, and I'm the only one allowed to lie on this bus. Okay, you should, but I can. And also today will be your mama taking care of you like bambinos for the day. Now let me tell you that you really choose the best tour ever. I'm not lying now. You know why I can tell you that? Because we guys rotate on the list. You say rotate? You know what I mean? I say rotate? Rotate on the list of excursions, so we know all the excursions. And anytime I am on this tour, I'm very happy, and you will see why. Because this is the perfect combination of the best that we have over here. Sorrento Coast is beautiful, and we do the Sorrento Coast. And then we stop in Sorrento, and in Sorrento we will have free time. And today, since we are starting on a schedule, you will have a good, listen carefully, 3 minutes and 30 seconds of free time, all for you. Are you happy?
Yes.
3 minutes and 30 seconds of free time, great. After that, we do the Amalfi Coast. Now, which is the problem with the Amalfi Coast? The bands, the traffic. We skip everything. We do Amalfi Coast by the water, which is the best way to see that. And today the weather is very nice. So we do everything. We do the best destination. We do it in the best way, both of the destination. and then you will have also free time in Amalfi, again 3 minutes and 30 seconds, so you will have plenty of time to enjoy, to relax. And the reason why I like this tour is because today we have plenty of time. Remember the word piano, okay? Piano has many meanings. Piano means piano, the instrument. Piano means flat. Piano means floor. Piano means less loud, but also slow. That's a slow-paced tour. There is no need to rush, and this, believe me, the only way to enjoy our ride in the Sorrento coast, our mini cruise along the Amalfi coast, our free time in Sorrento, our free time in Amalfi, and also our lunch. I'm so happy to tell you that this morning I woke up very early and I went to Sorrento to cook a nice Italian lunch for you, as any good mama can do for her bambinos. What a mama you have. Very, very nice. Honestly, the only thing missing on this tour is a little bit of archaeology. You know, we don't go to Pompeii. I'm also an official guide of the excavation of Pompeii, which is an amazing archaeological site. But we fill this gap because on the way to Sorrento, we will stop in a very interesting place. During the excavations of Pompeii, that I'll tell you, Pompeii was buried by volcano Vesuvius. You might have heard about that, in 79 AD, so 2,000 years ago, but brought to light quite recently in 1748. So Pompeii was buried for centuries and centuries and centuries, and that's why it's so well preserved. Anyway, during the excavation in 1748 on, they found beautiful objects, statues, mosaics, frescoes, beautiful. And everything is now in Napoli in the Archaeological Museum, which is one of the most beautiful museums ever. We don't visit the museum, we don't visit Pompeii. But in the museum there is a section dedicated to the Cameo. You know what a Cameo is? The Cameo is a shell that has naturally 3 layers, naturally. And what the Romans did is to carve the cameo, the shell with a chisel, creating mythological female divinities. Okay, so all the girls wore this as an oval shape as a jewel, with Minerva, with Venus, female divinities. And there is a section dedicated to the cameo in the museum. Now, in this school, in this area, there is a school where the students are learning the technique of the cameo making. So they learn how to work with the chisels and create replicas of the cameos now kept in the museum. They are the only one allowed to do that, okay? They cannot do it but them. So on the way to, there will be the chance to see how they made the replicas of the cameo kept now in the Archaeological Museum, found in Pompeii and Herculaneum, the 2 cities buried by eruption. And also you have the chance, and now I'm sorry to go from the sacred to the profane, to use the toilet, in case you need, because then the ride to Sorrento will be more or less 1 hour, and we know the needs of our bambinos after breakfast, okay? So we have the chance to see this ancient tradition, the very important tradition of this land, and also the use facilities. Now, Mount Vesuvius is still active. Now, I don't want to give you many days because I know that when you are on holiday, you don't want to be saturated with a lot of numbers. I'm being a tourist too, so I know the feeling. But as I told you, you might have heard about this eruption, 79 AD, and listen carefully what happened. Since 79, the activity on Mount Vesuvius never stopped, never. Pompeii in 79 was not completely buried, was not totally buried, but kept on erupting every now and then. And these people could see the top of the roofs of Pompeii. But after 79, there were many eruptions, so the layer grew up to 60 feet, 20 meters. And at this point, Pompeii disappeared in the volcanic matter. We are already there.
Then goes on to the finer details. Once finished the camel, the artist removes it from the stick with a gentle stroke of the hammer. and gives it a special band of oil. Now the
Can you do it again? May I have Italian size people in the front? Italian size, Italian size, Italian size, come in the front. In the front, in the front, in the front. Italian size, no, like the front. Okay. I'm glad I didn't expect because today is Sunday to see the artists working in real time. Take your chance and see how difficult it is to create this miracle sculpture. Okay, so we have the time to see that, but now there is a very interesting video, and then we follow her. Okay.
factory where cameos are made. Cameos keep origin from ancient times which goes back to the 3rd century before Christ. Traces of cameos have been found at the ruins of Pompeii.
And why? This is a cameo that lies directly on the shell. You can touch between the details and the work of the artist. This is a traditional cameo with profile. This is Flora, the gardeners of flower. And this is here our artist realized the frame around the cameo. Like this one for a pendant, for example, is in silver, but also we realize in plata, and gold, 9 on 80 carats. The artist the cameo in this way and create a cameo, for example, this for a bracelet. And then Mr. Ciro polishes the cameo. For example, this one is the final result with this machine.
Apparently you hear me. If you can hear me, wave your right hand. If you can hear me, wave your left hand.
Exercise time.
Now wave both your hands. Now clap your hands once, twice, 3 times. Chicken dance. Na 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 na. Okay, everybody can hear me, but these two. Okay, go check. Wait a second. Personal check. You hear me, sweet? No. Ce ne hai altre di radio? Do you have another one? Do you have a spare one? You know. Okay, I check. I get 2 new radios. Yours are working, right?
Yes.
So I take new radios for you. You hear me, right? Both of you. Can you hear me?
She doesn't need it.
Spagnolo. Just Spanish? Portuguese. This is one. Try this one, sir. You change everything, the earpiece and the radio. So you got? I don't know if you've ever tried these radios before. This is last generation model. Not only will you hear my voice, but I can also read your minds. So watch. Let me tell you that Pietro is driving us by the Bay of Napoli, and you can see 3 islands in the bay. Capri, over there Capri, Ischia and Procida. Capri, I know that you say Capri probably. Do you say Capri?
Yes.
Wrong. We say Capri. But you know why you say Capri? There is a very famous song sang by Gracie Fields. Do we have any British friend in the group? British? No. She was a British singer and she used to sing the song that I tried to sing for you, if you don't mind. Oops. It was on the Isle of Capri that I found her. La 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 la. You know the song?
Yes.
Okay, sing it. After vino, you will sing for me. That's why you keep saying Capri, but we say Capri. Capri, then Ischia and Procida, 3 islands in the bay. And on the left there, can you see this church built on a cone? Look at that. Mount Vesuvius, we know that before the famous 1709 eruption that buried Pompeii, Herculaneum and Stabia, so 3 cities were completely buried, erupted in prehistoric times, creating a cone of lava. So this is a prehistoric eruption, on top of which later on in 1500 monks built a beautiful church and a monastery. Monks always choose beautiful places where to settle, okay? So they pray they're closer to God. But listen carefully what happened. The same prehistoric eruption created a river of lava, a tableland of lava, that was used to build Pompeii on top. This is the reason why very soon, if you look on the left and then slightly behind the bus, so you have to turn your hand like that, look at me, you have to do like that, you know, when we see Pompeii, you can see Pompeii, you can see, I will show you, so we can also see a little bit for 1 second the town of Pompeii, the ancient city. And why is visible? It's visible because it's built on a tableland, on a lava flow made in prehistoric times. So we will see 1 second Pompeii. Although is much more visible on the way back, but we can also see it here. So last time Mount Vesuvius erupted was in 1944. By the way, were you told that at the end of the day there is a written test? They didn't tell you about the test? I'm so sorry. If you fail the test, you don't have any chance to go back to the ship. You have to stay with me and try my Neapolitan cuisine. But I'm very good to cook though. If you see my 4th husband, you can really tell how good cook I am. I'm looking for a 5th. Any available in the group? Well, I'll check later. So, 1944 is when Mount Vesuvius erupted last time. But listen carefully what happened. If you see any pictures taken before 1944, you know what you see? You see smoke from the crater. What you see now is not smoke. What you see now are clouds, okay? So those are clouds. But before 1944, you could see smoke from the crater, which, believe it or not, is a good sign. Because you know what they say? Volcanologists say that volcanoes are like people. They have to breathe. If they breathe, the pressure is under control. In any volcano, you know, there is a canal, and that is what we call the magma chamber. Now, when there is steam emitted from the crater, the pressure in the magma chamber is under control, which is the big problem. The big problem is that after 1944, some of the debris fell back into the crater, blocking the vent, creating like a plug. And now they're wondering what's happening below in the magma chamber. Because of the lid, the pressure below is increasing and increasing and increasing and increasing. And this is the reason why we expect an eruption on Mount Vesuvius very, very, very soon.
Wow.
At what time you're leaving? Soon, but not that. There is a high risk anyway. There is a high risk of an eruption. And we know very well that any day passing by is just one day closer to the day of the eruption. There are satellites anyway checking Mount Vesuvius from the sky. And there are brave teams of volcanology. They go all the way down into the crater. They're taking samples. They're analyzing everything. They say that any changing, you know, might be a warning. And on the top of Mount Vesuvius, there are, what's the name of that? You know that device that has a roll of paper and a needle that goes up and down?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
What's the name? Seismograph. They are checking any little movement of the earth crust, and they say that they can predict any eruption with 2 weeks in advance. Liars. Do you think it's possible to predict an eruption with 2 weeks in advance? You know what we think? This is something that tells us to keep us quiet, because this will be a disaster. Do you know how many people are living on the slopes of Mount Vesuvius? 700,000. Crazy. This is one of the most built-up area of the world. The second one after Tokyo, the first one in Europe, in spite of the danger. Crazy. This is Pompeii. Now, look at my finger. You see the crane? You see the crane? You have to steer the crane. So you have to turn your hand behind the bus and keep steering the crane. Keep steering the crane. Bravi, bravi, bravi. Now you can see some of the ancient buildings. Wait a second, after the trees, keep steering the crane. And now you will see Pompeii in a while. 3, 2, 1. Here you go. Can you see the excavation of Pompeii? You can even see a big statue there. You see a bronze statue of a man. Well, this is not from Pompeii, but anyway, it's in Pompeii. You see that? Now, that's the town of Pompeii. But we will see this again on the way back. But now keep steering to the left. Keep steering to the left. Keep staring, because now you will see the profile, the silhouette of a church. Look, look, look. You see the bell tower and the dome?
Oh, yes.
Now, this is the modern Pompeii, okay? The modern Pompeii. Again, we will see much better the church on the way back. The modern Pompeii is important for this church. You know, this is very weird, because when you say home, you say, I go to Pompeii. For you, it's taken. Then you see the archaeological site, right? For us, it's not. For us, it's not. In Italy, we're mainly Catholic. Mainly Catholic. I would say 80%. A good 80% of us is Catholic. But when we say, I go to Pompeii, for most of us, you mean the church. Pompeii is more important for most of us for the church than for the archaeological site. The church that you saw briefly was built in 1900, which in Italy is yesterday. I mean, we don't go to visit the church for the church. For us, it's nothing. I mean, it's really new. We go to visit medieval churches, the Gothic church, and now going back to 1000, 1300, not to this church. But in the church, there is a painting representing Virgin Mary, painted in 1500, representing Virgin Mary giving the rosary, you know, the rosary beads, to Saint Dominic. Okay? And we absolutely believe that whatever you ask to Virgin Mary the Rosary, Madonna del Rosario in Italian, you get it. We absolutely believe in that. We pray Madonna del Rosario and you have what you asked. And this is the reason why we have 1,000 pilgrims going to the church and pray to the church. To give you an idea of how important is this church, can you guess who came over here, well, before the COVID, and prayed on his knees in front of Madonna of the Rosario? Pope Francis. He flew from Rome to Pompeii, he went to the church, and on his knees he prayed in front of Virgin Mary of the Rosary. Before him, Benedict, and before Benedict, John Paul II. He came here twice in his life. Could you believe it? So important is the church for Southern Italy. And if you were born in Pompeii, 99% your name is Rosaria if you are a girl, or Rosario if you are a boy. That's a very, very common name for boys and girls born in Pompeii. And I don't know if you've been in Pompeii, in the ancient Pompeii, I mean. Have you been there? Now, listen to me, listen to my suggestions. Come back in 90, 95 years, and I will be very pleased to be your guide again. Okay, promise made, promise made. So we go and visit Pompeii all together. Now, the range of mountain in front of you, you know, this range of mountain can be compared to wait a second, I have this word. Well, you learn from the guides, right? You learn from the guides. Hello? Do you learn from the guides?
Yes.
You do, because we give a lot of information, probably sometimes too much. But we learn from you too, because sometimes you teach us new words, right? And if you have new words to teach me, I'm very happy, because, you know, I like to enlarge my vocabulary. Anyway, a week ago, I was taught the proper way to say, listen, wait a second, I have to get ready. Okay, I'm ready. Isosceles triangle. I'm so proud. Isosceles triangle. I don't know the meaning, but I like the sound. No, I know the meaning. Isosceles triangle. Look at my arms like that. See?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So two long sides stretching into the water. One side, which is this one that we see now, is Sorrento coast. The other side is Amalfi coast. See? So Sorrento coast and Amalfi coast are two sides of the same range. The two sides are completely different, completely different. This side facing Mount Vesuvius is very hilly and green because the backbone is limestone, and limestone is whitish. That's why the name Lattari, because latte means milk. So if you want to translate, you will have the Milky Mountains. But you don't see the white of the limestone on this side, on the Sorrento coast, because what happened is the wind brought here over and over and over and over and over the centuries volcanic soil. So making the soil very green. I mean, this side very green and hilly. Look at that. It's very green. The other side is very white and much more indented. Look at how much green here is, you see? When we go on the other side, when we see the Amalfi Coast, you don't see all this green. Okay, you see the white of the limestone. Now, along the Sorrento coast, there are 7 little villages, 7. And one of the things I will ask you on the test is to list all the villages Pietro is driving us through. Are you happy?
See.
You don't look very happy. Anyway, who cares?
Oh, we get to drive through
The
there.
name of the first village of the Sorrento coast is Castellammare di Stabia. Castello. That's a castle on the right. Look at that. This is medieval. This is a medieval castle that, believe it or not, is a private residence.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow, I agree. Wow, 1,000. And it's owned by a person. I mean, it's a family that owns it. And you know what they do? They rent the castle sometimes. If you have a special wedding, you know, special thing to celebrate, you can rent the castle. I promise, if I find my 5th husband, I will have the wedding party in the castle and you're all invited. Will you come to my wedding party? You are
Yes.
so sweet. You're so sweet. Thank you very much. And Castellammare di Stabia is also famous for the shipyard. Look at that. So remember, you have to list the name of the villages and also tell me which region the village is famous for. The shipyard and also 2 beautiful Roman villas. Buried by the same eruption that buried Pompeii. Look at that. And can you guess how much they charge you to visit these 2 villas? Can you guess? Nothing. 0. You can visit 2 Roman villas for nothing. Could you believe it? We have too much. We have too much. Pompeii, Herculanum and Stabia. In Stabia, the 2 Roman villas which are on the top of the hill are completely free. You don't pay to visit 2 villas of 2,000 years ago with fresco and swimming pool. Unbelievable. But you know, I was about to forget to tell you something. Mamma mia. Now it's going to kill me, Pietro. Pietro and I work together very often. Very, very often. So I know him since ages. Well, he started to be a driver very young. And I have to tell you about Pietro that has a little problem. Pietro is a little bit shy. Yeah, and he doesn't want to tell me to tell you something that I know very well, but I'm dying to tell you. Do you want to know? Today is his birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Pietro. Happy birthday to you. More. Oh, do you mind if I kiss Pietro while he's driving? You do or you don't? You
We don't mind.
Okay, I kiss him. It won't take long. Pietro, don't close your eyes as you did last time. Oh, girls, now anytime you wish to kiss Pietro, feel free to do it, all right?
Husband number 5.
Of course, I was lying. It's not his birthday. His birthday is February 13. But I like to, you know, to sing a little bit together and also to kiss Pietro. But anyway, you can still kiss him anyway. I told you I'm a liar. I told you I was honest with you. Okay. And now listen carefully. I told you that Mount Vesuvius is still active. I told you Mount Vesuvius is still active. But beside Mount Vesuvius, there is another area, North Napoli, in which there are 40 craters, 40, and they're all active. And then in the water, do you remember I told you there is Capri, Ischia, and Procida? Ischia is an active volcano too. So Napoli is in the center of 3 active volcanoes. Mount Vesuvius, Campi Flegrei, which are the 40 craters, and Ischia. Now, believe me, if you live with these 3 threads hanging over you constantly, you don't stop at the traffic lights, you know? You have different, no, I'm serious, you have different priorities in your life. This is the reason why we are so, here in Southern Italy, we're so easygoing, you know, we're very flexible, we're very elastic. Do you know the expression carpe diem?
Yes.
Seize the day. It seems that carpe diem is printed all over in our DNA. It seems that we are never worried about the future. Now tell me, how can we worry about the future? We always say, are you living, sir? Too much with this girl. No, okay. We're just moving. I'm worried, you know, that sometimes you leave the tour. Enough. Enough with this girl. Okay, now you might wonder why you are so stubborn to keep living in such a dangerous area. Because the soil is very, very rich. Believe me, it's like a miracle. You have a seed, you plant it, and it grows. You can grow anything you wish on the slopes of Mount Vesuvius and in this area because volcanic soil is very rich. And this is the reason why most of the food industries of this region are here. Okay, concentrated here. You know that Italy is divided in regions, right? We have 20 total, 20 regions. You know that, right? And I'm sure that you know the name of this region. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hello?
This region.
Is the microphone working?
We all failed the test.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Italy is divided in 20 regions. And I'm sure that you know the name of this region.
Naples.
Right?
Naples.
Napoli.
Toscana? Toscana is where Florence is. Is the name of a region though, but it's not where, this is a different region.
I
Napoli.
thought it was Naples.
Napoli is the main town.
Naples?
It's like to say Florence is the main town of Toscana. Napoli is the main town of? Okay, be honest with me. You know, you don't know.
I don't
You
know.
No
I don't
problem. Honest. Pietro, at the end of the tunnel, we drive these people back to the ship. They don't know where they are. I don't think that they deserve the tour. How come you don't know where you are? Come on, you should know where you go before you travel. And you know names of region, you know Tuscany, you know Sicily, you know Sardinia, so why you don't know mine? Very disappointing. Okay, find it out during the day, because this will be on the test. All right? So, as we leave the tunnel immediately, look on the left. You will see a big canyon, A long time ago, there were many rivers flowing. Not now, they're all dry, but look at that. And of course, in an age in which there was no electricity, rivers gave energy to the mills. All right? So imagine there was a river. So now Pietro is driving us on the opposite side of the river. Zigzag, 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 zigzag. A river flew over there. So now we are on the opposite side of the river. So the second village of the Sorrento Coast is that one on the other side, and is Vico. V-I-C-O. Vico. Remember, take your notes. The name of this one, which is the third, because we are on the other side of the river, open your eyes. I want you to read it as a punishment, because you're not listening to me. Open your eyes. Here you go. That's a sign. Hello, can you read it?
Seiano?
Very well. Seiano. Now, Seiano is famous for the extra virgin olive oil. Can you see the olive trees here? Can you see the net below the trees? This is because when the olives are ripe, farmers are unrolling the net below the trees and they collect the olives in the net. Olives will be ripe end of October, beginning of November. Vico, the village on the other side, is famous for a very special kind of pizza. Vico, can you see Vico is over there? That's Vico. Pizza. Pizza was invented in Napoli, you know that, right? Where we met. And Napoli is where I was born 26 years ago. Why you're laughing? You keep disappointing me. Why you are laughing? You don't believe? Sorry, it's my fault. Did I say 26? Did I say that? I meant 62. I meant 62. But don't be too picky, you know? The order is different, but the numbers are the same, right? Oh, now, it doesn't matter where you go. It doesn't matter where you go. But when you go in any pizzeria, that's an easy question. That's very easy. You don't need any help to answer that. If you go in any Neapolitan pizzeria or any other pizzeria in the world, tell me the shape of the pizza in your dish. Round. Do you all agree? Pizza is round wherever you go, but not in Vico. If you go to Vico, you will be very, very surprised because the waiter will come to you and ask you how many meters of pizza you want. They sell a pizza by the meter, seriously. 1 meter is 3 feet. The pizza is always tall half a meter and can be long up to 3 meters. So you can have one pizza, single pizza, imagine from here to there, more or less, you know? One piece. I mean, they have special tray, special oven to make this kind of pizza. And it's fun if you're at a big party. You know, you have a lot of ingredients, a centimeter, mushrooms, salami, eggplants, courgette, but never pineapple. Never. Now listen, the first time I heard that some human being can put pineapple on the pizza, I was so sad. I was really sad. And I would like to tell these people something. Do we have anyone that put pineapple on the pizza? I hope not.
No.
I see a hand. Signora, that you too? Okay, message for you. Message for you, all right? Listen carefully, this is extremely important. I'm not joking. If you're Catholic, you believe that unless you're very, very good to fly to heaven or very bad to be heard to hell, you go in the middle land. You know what I'm talking about? Purgatory. No, purgatory. Purgatory is a temporary hell. There are flames, but not forever. Because if your family prays for you here, you can go faster in heaven. Okay? The more you pray, faster they go. If you put pineapple on the pizza, you don't go to the purgatory. You go to hell. Okay? And we cannot rescue souls from the flames. So please stop it. I'm warning you. Okay? Pineapple on the pizza is one of the 7 deadly sins. You go straight to hell forever. Right? If you did it so far, stop it. For your safety. Now you have warned. Okay? Don't do it. Don't do it anymore. You can put everything on the pizza, but not pineapple. Please, don't kill the pizza in this way. Okay? Please, don't spoil it. Now, look at that. Look how beautiful is the view today. Olive trees of Seiano. Italian law, you know, is very strict about food and drinks. And to make the extra virgin olive oil, there are many rules to follow. The first rule is that we have to harvest the olive within the 31st of December. This is the limit. We cannot harvest the olive after this date. And then they have to press the olives within the 2 days of harvesting. So they go to the mill every other day. And then they use a cold press. And they cannot pick up the olives from the ground. That's why all the olives fall into the net. And what the liquid that they make, the result of the pressing is not just oil, it's oil and water, because when we have a rainy winter, there is more water and less oil. So you can never predict how much oil and how much water you have. Anyway, what they do, they put the liquid into a spinning machine, so the oil and water are separated. Oil is bottled and water is used to water the garden. And the pulp is used as a very good combustible in the chimneys. You know, when you live in the countryside, you don't waste anything. Everything is recycled. Now, look at that in front of you. Look at the green side of the Sorrento coast. The 7 villages of the Sorrento coast are divided in 2 sets. 3 behind us. You remember the name? Castellammare di Stabia, Vico and Seiano, and 4 are in front of us. Look, those are 4 villages. You can hardly see that there are 4, right? It seems one town. But the 4 are Meta, Piano, Sant'Agnello, Sorrento, and Capri is to the right, is disappearing behind the promontory. C'è spazio nella prima... Look at the difference between the white of the limestone on the left and the brown of the tableland where all these villages lie. A long time ago there was a submarine eruption that changed completely the morphology of the last bit of the Sorrento coast. This is the reason why all these villages are built on a tableland. You see, there is a tableland, there is a vertical drop into the water. On the other side, when we will see the opposite side, all the villages on the Amalfi Coast are built on a hillside. So there is a big difference in the shape, in the morphology and in the color. On the right, far in the distance, you can just make out. Sì, se è possibile. All right. Bene, grazie Pietro. We stop over here 5 Italian minutes. Italian minutes are very flexible, very elastic. 5 take your time minutes, all right? Watch on the thorns of the prickly pears. Don't touch the thorn of the prickly pears. I think really that Italy is an amazing country. I mean, in such a small territory, you know, Italy is very small compared with other countries. There is so much. There is Venice, there is Florence, there is Sicily, there is Amalfi Coast, Sorrento Coast. We're really very lucky. And I don't think that there is another place that can boast the presence of Raphael, Michelangelo, and Leonard working in the same place at the same time, you know, like in Rome. I don't think there is another place that can boast the food that we have, you know, with an incredible number of variety of food, the pizza, the pasta, fish, and I don't think that there is another place where we can boast so many tradition, artifact, you know, as we saw the Cameo. The region, by the way, do you find out the name of the region? Not yet. Lazy people. Okay. When you know the name of the region, Palermo. Palermo is in Sicily. Salerno is a town in the region. Anyway, this region is famous for 4 traditions, still handmade. Well, you might have heard about Murano glass, probably, the goldsmith of Florence. This region is famous for the Capodimonte porcelain. Capodimonte porcelain is famous for the coralline camel that we saw. Is famous for the maiolica of the Amalfi Coast. You will see the maiolica, a lot of maiolica object on the Amalfi Coast. Breathe in, breathe in, breathe in. Think thin. And then it's famous for the inlaid wood of Sorrento that consists in taking together tiny pieces of wood and taken together like a jigsaw puzzle. Bravo Pietro! Bravissimo! See, young and expert. So when we arrive in Sorrento, I really would like to show you, well, we don't have any chance to see the china of Capodimonte or the maiolica on the Amalfi Coast, but we have the chance to see in Sorrento where they made the inlaid woodwork, which is this very difficult way to cut the tiny piece of wood and make music boxes and tables and chairs. Now look on the left here, look on the left. Can you see the church? We are in Meta now, M-E-T-A, Meta. And Meta is famous because this church was built on a pagan temple. You know that another way to call southern Italy is Magna Grecia, Greek Greece, because Greek colonized southern Italy, and they built many colonies over here more or less 700 years before the birth of Christ. And they brought their religion, of course. They were pagans or they were polytheistic. So they built over there the temple of Athena. They became later on the church dedicated to Virgin Mary when Christianity became the official religion of the Roman Empire. Now look at these little shops that we have here. There is the fish market, look over there to the right. There is the bakery on the right, see? Then there is the florist shop. Then there is the grocery store. It's not yet open. It's not open yet. The grocery store. Then there is the pastry shop on the left. Today is Sunday, so a lot of people would go home to someone else to have lunch, and they will bring the pastries, sfogliatella, cannoli. Look at the left, delice, lemon delice. So we still have on the Sorrento coast, but also on the Amalfi coast, like a double life. Look on the left. Now you will see a gap between Meta and Piano, which is the next village. Look on the left. Can you see the gap?
Oh, yeah.
As we saw between Vico and Seiano, same gap. There was a river here too. And look at the trees here. Those are not edible. Those are not edible. Because we use the zest just to make the candy pills.
Ah.
So there is like a double life here. There is a life of the tourist. We come, we go, we shop, we visit, but there is also at the same time the slow life of the locals. They go to the church and they go shopping every day. You know, here we still have the habit to buy just what we have to cook every day. We don't shop for the week, we shop for the day. If we have to cook fish, we buy the fish the very day. It takes you longer, but I like it better. You also have a chat with the lady, with the owner. You will be updated on the last gossip of your neighborhood. You know, this is how it works. And the name of this village is Piano. Piano, in this case, piano means flat. We have a big plain over here, and we have a lot of lemons and oranges. Lemons, as you can see, have a net on the top and on the side. The net or the trellis on the side is to protect the lemons from the sea breeze. The net on top is to protect the lemons from the sun. We use the lemons, the zest of the lemons, to prepare a delicious lemon liquor.
Limoncello.
Ah, you know limoncello? Yeah. You all know limoncello?
Oh.
I like you. You don't know unification of Italy's date? You don't know the name of the region? But you know limoncello. I like you. Who cares about the history and the geography? Come on, but you know good stuff of life. Very well. Have your cameras ready. Have your cameras ready on the left. Look at that. Look at that. Look at the presepe, the nativity. Can you see?
Oh, wow.
Look at the nativity.
I can't really see.
They put figurines at Christmas time. Grazie Pietro. So you know limoncello, you know what I'm talking about. Very well, bravi. See, we use just the zest of the lemon. Indeed, you know, the hardest job in making limoncello is to peel the lemons carefully, not to take the white, because the white is very bitter. So just the zest. Then we use pure alcohol, grain alcohol, that we can find easily in our liquor store. And we put the zest so peeled into pure alcohol for a week, more or less, so that the zest delivers the essential oil in the alcohol. After that, you're ready to boil water and sugar, and so you prepare like a syrup, and then you mix. When the syrup is cold, you mix everything, filtering the skin. And this is it, you know, and then basically you put it in the freezer, and it doesn't freeze because there is a lot of sugar and a lot of alcohol. Basically, those are the 4 ingredients of the limoncello: zest, alcohol, water, and sugar. That's it. So you might wonder why the prices are so different. Well, it's the bottle that makes a difference. Sometimes the bottle is hand-shaped, you know, is hand-painted, is very fancy, so basically it's the bottle. But limoncello itself is really very inexpensive. So now we are in Piano. Piano, you remember piano means plain, the flat land. The farmers here try to grow as much as they can from a little piece of land. So lower level, you can find, I don't think you know what I'm talking about though. We have over here a little tomato, which is the cherry tomatoes that you don't know.
Yes, we know those.
You know?
See.
Cherry tomatoes?
Yes.
The small ones,
Uh-huh.
round and red and sweet as a cherry.
Yes.
That small? Do you have those?
Yes.
Are you lying?
No.
No. No.
You have this, that small
Uh-huh. Yes.
They're great in salads.
red. And how do you call them?
Cherry tomatoes.
No. Do you?
Grape tomato.
Uh-huh.
Oh, great tomato. Do you have
No,
those?
no, grape
And what
is-
do you do with them?
Grape is shaped more like a grape.
Aye, of course you eat them, sir. Of course you don't play game
Put
with
them in a
that.
salad.
I grow them and eat them.
But do you cook them or you just eat
Yes,
them raw?
you can cook them.
can?
You roast them and then you
Ah.
mush them.
Oh, very well. Are they sweet?
Oh, yes.
Here are very, very good because they get the flavor of Mount Vesuvius. I mean, I'm not very expert, but you know, there must be something in the soil, you know, the minerals that makes a difference, and they're very, very tasty. They're like salty a little bit. Well, they're very, very good. Anyway, so cherry tomatoes, then they have artichoke, then they have courgette, you know, depends on the season. Then second layer, you see lemon trees. And over the lemon trees, you know what the farmers do? They force the olive tree to grow taller than usual so that the heads of the olive tree are over the lemon trees. And in this case, the net in between has a double function, to protect the lemons and to harvest the olives.
Wow.
Smart. And then all around the field there will be a vineyard. So they try to get as much as they can from a little piece of land. After piano, are you taking notes by the way?
See.
Okay. After piano, there is the last but one, Sant'Agnello. Sant'Agnello. Sant'Agnello is the name of a saint. I told you before that Italy, we're mainly Catholic, and each town is under the protection of a patron saint. To the right here, you see the Municipio. Can you read the Municipio on the top of the building on the right? And this is a war memorial on the right, of a long list of names. Those are the names of the dead of the First World War, born in Sant'Agnello. So each village is under the protection of a saint, and sometimes the name of the saint is the name of the village. Like in this case, Sant'Agnello is protecting Sant'Agnello. And Sant'Agnello is buried in this yellow church on your left. This is where his body is buried. And this is the statue of Sant'Agnello. Look on the left. You see on the pedestal, you see this thing with a flame, with a flag? This is Sant'Agnello. And do you know when we pray Sant'Agnello? When we are pregnant. Sant'Agnello is patron saint of pregnancy. So each saint has something special to protect. If you lose an object, you pray St. Anthony, my saint. And you find it. If you want to sell your house, you bury St. Joseph upside down. If you're probably with your eyes, you pray Santa Lucia, St. Lucy. If you are scared by the thunder and storm, you pray St. Irene. If you're scared of earthquake, you pray St. Emidio. So each one is something, you know, special to protect. And Sant'Agnello is patron saint of pregnancy. If you are pregnant, you pray Sant'Agnello to have a nice birth to your baby. If you want to get pregnant and you have difficulties, you pray Sant'Agnello to get pregnant. So he's patron saint of pregnancy. And this is Sant'Agnello. Next, we arrive in Sorrento. Sorrento, the same three letters of sirens. And this is really a land that will lure you with a beautiful shopping, with a beautiful sense of lemons. In Sorrento is very easy to go around, because Sorrento there are three main streets. You know, being a Greek colony, like any village in southern Italy, Sorrento was laid out in a very, very tidy way. Three roads, east-west, and Side Street north-south. So very, very easy, okay? So we have 1, 2, 3, a big one and a second one. They are parallel, they are full of shops. I show you them. In flat. The first and the second, many shops. The third, they don't have many shops, but close to the third, there is a beautiful view over the bay. All right, so during your 3 minutes and 30 seconds, you have quite a lot of things to do. So what we do now, Pietro will drive us the closest we can to the pedestrian area. So we get off the bus, you can leave what you don't need over here, the bus will be locked, but take your radio, you need your radio, so you follow me. We go to the main square of Sorrento, and I would like to show you where they made the inlaid woodwork. This is our point of our landmark in the main square of Sorrento, because this is where we meet again to walk to the restaurant. We will have an early lunch today. So we meet by the place I'll tell you, and then we have lunch, and after lunch we will meet Pietro again. So this means that if you have medicine or pills that you need at lunchtime, you have to take them now. By the way, when I came here very early at 5 o'clock to cook for you, I didn't know you yet. So I prepared for you a delicious Italian lunch. But I would like to, it's a set menu of course, I would like to know if we have any special requests, like do we have any gluten-free? One is gluten-free, okay. Do we have any vegetarian? No? Any special allergy? I didn't fish any shrimp, okay. So one gluten-free, okay, that's it, thank you very much. So, do we have a big family of 6 or so? No? We're just 3, I think. 3. You're 4. Okay, 4 is okay. Then we have 2 3s, right? A 3 and a 3. So probably I will organize a table for you 6. Well, we will see. So we meet over there, and well, look at that. Look at the position of Sorrento. The reason why Sorrento is such a sought-after destination is because in 45 minutes you can reach everything. You can reach Capri by boat, you can reach Pompeii, we just passed it. So, and everything is close to you. This is the museum of the inlaid woodwork over there. So we're almost there, get organized, because now Pietro will leave us. So take what you need for your free time and for your lunch. Radio's on, please, radio's on.
I got my radio.
And we go on a short walking tour. I don't think you need the toilet right now, right? Because you've done. You're okay with the toilet? Yeah. But anyway, in the place where they show us the inlaid woodwork, they have toilet clean and free, just in case. Otherwise, over here you need a coin of 50 cents. But I think you're okay. So that's why Sorrento is considered to be the Sirens' land. In Sorrento there are 20,000 inhabitants. About the tourists. The average number of tourists in Sorrento is about 20,000 in the high season. So this means about 20,000. There are hotels for any pocket. You know that we have hotel by side. One if we have to find Salerno. We are having hotels for any pocket. Not to mention some houses, so there are little ways and accommodations for people and also a local restaurant. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Hotel ist zum Wasser auf der Terrasse da unten. Und in der Zone, wo der Lido übernachtet hat, ist es sehr gut da.
Who is the two?
Geschrieben und komponiert. Der Hauptplatz, der Hauptplatz eigentlich ganz an der Quaterland. Der Quaterland ist der Jahr in Sorrento, der wurde nicht so. Kann man sagen, dass es die einzige Persönlichkeit ist. Das Theater da unten, Restaurant, lokale Erdfarben, aber in Italien ist es üblich, eine Zugstraße zu zahlen, bis sie sitzen. Das gilt entweder für
Wow.
Is it 20 to 9?
Yes. No, it's 9:35.
Oh, my watch is on the wrong time. This is just one of the streets here in Sorrento. See, there's lots of places. Somebody was asking me about buying leather. There are lots of places to buy leather bags, handbags, satchels, backpacks.
No, ha detto erano sbaroschi.
Let's see if they have a purse.
Allora.
I'll catch up.
I got 2 oranges the other day, please. And it's shooting them.
Okay, so the street we went down, this is a really good place to get your gelato. And then I have been looking and looking for a couple of Italian bags, and I found 2 here. And I found a pair of sandals also. Very nice prices, very nice, a nice shop owner, and very nice quality. So we're going to head this way. So we're just still walking down that same street. This is where we ate last time. They have really good pizza. Antonella. Should go right here.
È uguale a quella che c'era già lì.
Area Hotel Tramontano. Let's go in the church on the way out too, okay? Daily boat tour Isle of Capri. We'll video here for a sec. Salve de. So this is just from the outlet. This is the view here from the outlook, just on the ocean side of Sorrento. It's Mount Vesuvius over there. It really is just so beautiful. And then they've got, you know, benches all the way along here where you can just sit and enjoy the view. It's kind of fun to see the beaches down here.
Sit out here, maybe.
There's an elevator if you need to go down. In 20 seconds, right there is the lift, straight over there if you're here and you need a lift. Here's my cute travel companion. Thanks, love. Are you sure?
Same goes the same route. See a shop or two.
Is that okay?
Yes.
Look how pretty that is. Is this a good way?
Yes, this is like.
don't think this matches me, but that's pretty. That doesn't match me, does it?
For some coffee. You want to make some breakfast?
No, but thank you. Oh, grazie. Can you just look?
Allora signori, avete visto camminando, perché io l'ho detto ma probabilmente voi non l'avete sentito, quell'edificio con la cupola che abbiamo...
Am I hurrying us?
Well, we have to be there 5 minutes. Sharp.
That's just an agency.
Which way?
Straight,
Okay.
then left, or straight to the church.
There's cannoli.
This is cool. I think it's done.
Bisogna spingere tra i grassi.
Which way? Just
Either
straight?
way. Either way. Did you want to stop to see something down here again?
What time does your... So, between the orange-ish and the yellow is where you go down to shop for where I found my purses and my shoes, my sandals. Not that that matters, just in case you wanted.
Hello.
Mathematicians, Greeks were philosophers, but the thinkers. So we meditate. But before you go meditating, I want to double check that you know the name of the village that Pietro is driving us through backwards. Uh-oh.
I know Piano is the second one.
Well, it's not the second. Coming from here is the third. Well, this is Sorrento, right?
Right.
Sorrento, okay? So far, Sorrento, okay. After Sorrento,
Sierra.
before Piano, there is another one.
Sierra.
Starts with an S.
Capri is an island. I have to start everything again. Okay, buongiorno, my name is Antonella. I was told that you all speak Italian. We start from the very beginning of the tour. All right, so Sorrento, then there is another village. I help you. Is a saying that we pray when we are pregnant.
Oh, that was a
Saint.
Antonino.
No, Antonino is the protector of Sorrento. Did you? You haven't the information, but they're all upside down. They're all confused. They're all mixed up.
We all failed the test.
Okay. You will all fill the test, and I have to go for all of you tonight. Could you believe it? You cannot go back to the ship if you continue like that. All right. So Sant'Agnello is the same that we pray when we are praying. So Sorrento, Sant'Agnello, then Piano, brava. Piano is famous for lemon groves. That's why the piano means the plane. Okay. And after Piano, and you remember that we also saw the nativity scene, Piano?
Yes.
In Piano. We will see this again on this side. Okay? I'll tell you, so in case you didn't see the picture on the way, you will see this on the right. Then after Piano, no, after, brava. So, but after Piano,
Say.
remember that not only do you have to report, but also we guys have to report about you. I have a lot of things to report about you. They were not paying attention. I spoke for nothing. Where they built the church and the pagan temple.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, the village is no, yeah. Meta, M-E-T-A, Meta. You didn't take any notes, okay? After Meta, you see the view. This time the view will be on the other side. No, before Vico. I'm really desperate with you.
She's going to drop us. I think so. We're being dropped off somewhere.
So? No? You read it. You read the sign. As a punishment. Brava signora. Why girls are always a step ahead? Seiano, brava. Seiano, famous for the extra virgin olive oil. Then Vico, famous for the pizza by meters, but with no pineapple, or you go in a hell. And then the last one is Castellammare di Stabia. Alright, so we are the 7. Okay, now we have the 7. When we arrive in Castellammare di Stabia, Pietro have done the Sorrento coast total. At this point, you know what we do? So imagine that, I try to be the Sorrento Peninsula like that, look.
Oh, isosceles triangle.
Isosceles triangle. So now we go this way, okay? So now we are by the vertex, we go all the way down, and then we go from one shoulder to the other shoulder. Alright, so we do the base of the triangle. And when we are on the other side of the base, we will be on the Amalfi Coast. Right? So this is it. Okay, so we do the base from one shoulder to the other shoulder, and we are on the Amalfi Coast. So we leave this sea and we go to the other sea. So we go on the other side of the triangle. When we are here, the name of the town is Salerno. Salerno. We take a boat for a mini cruise around the Amalfi Coast. So we see the Amalfi Coast by the water, okay, by the sea. Beautiful picture, nice ride. Da, 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 da. We arrive in Amalfi. 3 minutes and 30 seconds of free time, browsing around Amalfi, and then we take the boat back to Salerno, where we have this bus waiting for us, okay? So we go from here to there, Castellammare to Salerno. Seems that I'm crossing, no. Castellammare to Salerno, then we take the boat, we arrive in Amalfi, we browse around in Amalfi, from Amalfi back to Salerno. And then we will take this bus again to go to Napoli. All right, the base again. So this is for you the time for meditating. Now we will see the nativity scene, so that I will show you. We slow down a bit. When we arrive in Salerno, I know by my experience that most of you will be deeply meditating. The gentleman over there already have a nice meditation time. But if you want to take a picture of the nativity, just wait to meditate a few more seconds, because the nativity is coming and you will see this on the right now. This is Sant'Agnello now, Sant'Agnello.
qualcuno non è riuscito a fare la foto.
Here it is, the nativity is on the right. sole mio sta in fronte a te, buongiorno, cappuccino, you wish. Wow. Amalfi Coast is part of UNESCO list. You know UNESCO? UNESCO is an agency of United Nations in charge to compile a list of places to be protected. When UNESCO is including a place in the list, they have two different ways to choose. Can be the importance in the culture, I mean the way that this place is in the culture, or can be also the beauty of a place. Amalfi Coast is part of UNESCO list, not as you might imagine for the beauty of the scenery, which is, look at that, which is really stunning, but for its culture. Let me tell you the reasons why Amalfi Coast is part of UNESCO list, because this will be on the test. 3 reasons. The first, the committee of UNESCO prized the ability of man in building houses in this difficult position. Look at all the houses are built on a hillside, you see, which is the contrary of what we saw on the Sorrento coast. All the villages are built on a plain. Do you remember? Look at the way the villages are built on the hillside, so clinging on the rock. That's the first reason. Second reason, man was even able to farm the land. Now, this is very difficult because geologically speaking, Amalfi Coast is limestone, and limestone is whitish, and is a rock. And if you leave a seed on the rock, believe me, you can wait ages and ages and ages, you don't grow anything. Meanwhile, look on your left, look at this fancy building. This is one of the most famous factory of Maiolica. Can you see the Maiolica? You see the vases there? You will see this a lot in Amalfi, on the Amalfi Coast. They sell Maiolica everywhere. So if you leave a seed on the rock, you can wait ages, you don't grow anything. You have to transform the soil, which was done creating artificial terraces. So try to imagine that farmers had to go all the way up to the mountain and create artificial terraces. So they have to cut the hillside vertically and horizontally, But this is not finished yet, because then the next step was to bring the good soil. And as you know, the good soil is on the other side, facing Mount Vesuvius. So farmers on donkeys with baskets had to go all the way up to the top, to the hill, go down on the other side, go to Mount Vesuvius, take the soil in the basket, up the hill, down the hill, empty the basket on the terraces, and do this again and again and again and again. So man was able to build houses and to farm the land, and these two things were done without spoiling the landscape, on the contrary, enhancing the beauty of the place. So we can say that this is one of few cases man didn't destroy a place, but made a place even more beautiful than ever. So that's the reason why Amalfi Coast is part of UNESCO list. And this is Salerno, the big town of Salerno, which is the very beginning of the Amalfi Coast. So now we take a boat and we will sail from Salerno all along the coast, and we will see nice little villages. And here too, I expect you to remember all of them. Salerno is the big town, famous for its medical school, and famous because during the Crusades, very few people know that during the Crusades, 2 of the 12 apostles were brought over here. You didn't know that? You didn't know that we have 2 of the 12 buried along the Amalfi Coast? No?
No.
You know who? Me neither. You have to know everything? No, I know. Of course I know. St. Matthew is buried in Salerno, and St. Andrew is buried in Amalfi. Okay, so we have Andrew and Matthew buried, one in Salerno, one in Amalfi. So during the navigation, when we leave Salerno, you will see Vietri sul Mare, famous for the Maiolica making, and Raito up on the mountain, famous for its museum, the Maiolica. Then after that we will see the two smallest villages on the Amalfi Coast, Cetara and Erchie, famous for the fishing of the tuna fishing. In Amalfi, if you like tuna, buy the tuna fish. It's very good, in extra virgin olive oil, very good, the best. After Cetara and Erchie, you will see Maiori and Minori. The name is after two rivers, a big river and a small river, the major and the minor, Minori and Maiori. And then up in the mountain you will see Ravello, famous for concerts of classical music during the summer. And then Atrani and Amalfi. We will be in Amalfi, we disembark. I will ask you to have your radio on. We go on a walking tour. We stop at the cathedral and you will have your 3 minutes and 30 seconds of free time, after which we meet up again and we board the boat again to sail back to Salerno. So this means that you can leave what you don't need on this bus so that Pietro can sell everything in the weekend market of Salerno, which is just today. We're so lucky every Sunday. We earn a lot of money selling your stuff out that I promise we share 50-50 because I'm a good girl. Right?
Good job.
Everything is said, the bus will be locked. So, take your radio, take whatever. I don't know. I mean, take just what you need for the mini cruise, but then feel free to leave what you don't need on the bus. The bus will be locked. We almost there. We will share the bus. We will share the boat with the other group. And I don't know if you ever heard Zaha Hadid. Zaha Hadid was a very famous architect. A lady architect from Iran that unfortunately died very young. She was 60 when she died. To me, is very young. And she is the architect of this building that looks like a shell that you see there. Okay. Now we board slowly. We are. So this is Salerno. I repeat again, Salerno. Then we see Vietri and Raito, Cetaria, Erchie. Vabbè, mettiamoci insieme in modo che facciamo la stessa cosa. Cetaria, Erchie, Maiori, Minori, Atrani and Amalfi. Perfetto, perfect timing. Let's cross, non. Attraversiamo qua. So please, join us. Guys,
I think this is our boat right here. This view. Salerno Cruises, welcome to the Amalfi Coast.
6:30 back here.
Okay.
This is the cathedral where St. Andrew is buried. I didn't know that here in Amalfi. St. Matthew, he is buried in Salerno. I wonder how some people function, don't ya?
Once again, 3:30 down here, right down here. In Lonnie. there is nothing to see inside. I mean, we don't have pieces of furniture or something, but the location is splendid because, you know, you overlook the bay. And Salerno itself is a very charming medieval town. There is a cathedral, there is the tomb of St. Matthew, as I told you, so one of the 12. And also Salerno was very, very famous in Middle Ages for its medical school. I don't know if we have any doctors over here. There is any doctor? No?
Yeah, we have one.
Oh, bravo doctor. Have you ever heard about the medical school of Salerno? You know, this is a very famous school in Middle Ages. And around year 1000, not only was a university, but it was also an hospital. And it was also open to the girls, which was something exceptional for the time. And there was indeed a girl that became very famous. She was a gynecologist, the first gynecologist of the history, Trotula de Ruggero. You can see in internet, Trotula de Ruggero was the first one who became a gynecologist. And you know why? Because she saw her mother giving birth to the little brother and dying after after that. Aww. And she said it's not fair that the mother had to die after that, so that's why she wanted to study everything, and she became the first gynecologist of the story. Trotula de Ruggero, that's her name, in year 1000. Could you believe it? She also wrote treatises, so very, very important. And she was from Salerno. And this University of Medicine was attended until 1800. You know, then it was abandoned because then Napoli became the University of Medicine, the most important one. So Salerno is a charming little town, and especially during the winter time and Christmas time. You know what they do in Salerno? If you have internet, remember a Christmas time to see. There is an initiative. They put special lights all over. They transform Salerno in like a village of fairy tales. You know this decoration, how it's made with bottles, plastic bottles. So they collect plastic bottles for the year, and then they use them to make the decoration, Christmas decoration. So that's a very good way to reuse the rubbish, to reuse the garbage, and transform them in something nice, you know, to be admired. Salerno is a big port, as you can see, for import and export of cars. We have many, I think it's Renault, and the containers. The first port in Italy is Genova, northern Italy, then Napoli, and then Salerno. Is a pretty important port. So this is the Bay of Salerno. Today is the perfect weather to hang the laundry outside. Molto bravo Pietro. Do you know, in Italy we have washing machines, but we don't have dryers. We use solar energy. But you know, depending on the way you handle laundry outside, you are a good housewife or a bad one. Seriously, we gossip a lot. But you can tell if you see the balcony, sometimes everything is perfectly hanged, you know, very tidy, color matching, size degrading. And when I live with my mom, she wanted me to hang the laundry matching the clothespins with the color of the thing I was hanging. Could you believe it? I'm serious. This marked me forever. I have to make green, yellow, green, blue. It took me ages to hang the laundry outside. So you know what I did when I got married? I bought white clothespins because white goes with any color, is neutral and goes with any color, and I'm very happy now. And sometimes when I see at the balcony the white clothespins, I can't help thinking that they had the same terrible mother that I had. You know, these things mark you forever. Seriously. So now we pass by again that factory, very fancy with all the terracotta. This is the factory of Maiolica, typical of the Amalfi Coast. And you can see again down there Vietri sul Mare. There is a school where the students are learning how to make the maiolica. The maiolica of the Amalfi Coast is protected by the law, and you cannot use decal. All the design had to be freehand. Otherwise, cannot be. Look at that. Look on the right. Look at this very fancy building with all the many stores. Otherwise, you cannot say that that's an original maiolica of the Amalfi Coast. So the clay had to be local. The clay had to be local. At least a certain percentage had to be local, and then freehand design, freehand drawing. And also the weather was fantastic, right? Yes. I mean, it was nice, it was windy, it was not very hot.
Yeah, perfect.
Really, and you know why? Because I had my umbrella with me.
Yeah.
Well, usually when I have my umbrella, it never rains. It never rains. Never.
What is the traffic fatality or accident? Is it higher than
The traffic
fatality or injury rate?
injury in Italy, well, we have, yeah, we have, sir, but I know that this is very strange, but we don't have more than in other places. I mean, as a percentage, I mean, look down below Vietri and Raito over there. You know, that's the last glance of the Amalfi Coast. Don't miss it. See, because now we're leaving the sea behind our shoulders. You know what happened? Since this is the road, you know, very narrow, and then there are scooters coming all over. So we are used to be very careful. Okay, we have like 360 eyes around the head. That the food in Italy is very good because the ingredients, the basic ingredients are very good. We have very good extra virgin olive oil, we have very good tomato, very good mozzarella, very good parmigiano, very good everything. This is, I told you this morning that Napoli looks like a crescent, and this east side is not exactly the nicest part of the city. As you can see, those sort of working class area, I would say. To give you an idea of the difference between the east and the west on the other side is panoramic, expensive, residential, elegant. To give you an idea, if you want to buy a house over here in this part, we buy and sell by the square meter. 1 square meter here in the east is about 2,000 euros each square meter. In the west, 8,000, 9,000, 10,000, up to 12,000 euro. Very, very expensive. The west is very expensive. But if you want to taste the real pizza, is in the east you come. I don't know if you saw that movie. It's a movie very famous about, what's the name of the girl? Very famous actress. It's a movie about this girl traveling all over the world. What's the name of the... Bravi, Eat, Pray, Love. What's the name of the actress? Julia Roberts. She travels all over the world and she arrives in Italy to eat, of course, and she comes in Naples to eat the pizza. And the pizzeria of the movie is here in this area. Well, beside this very neglected neighborhood, there is another neighborhood which is the historical center where this pizzeria is. This very, let's say, working class area is where, I don't know if you ever heard about a very famous novel, bestseller recently, My Brilliant Friend. Never heard? Anyway, they also did a TV series on that, and it's set in this area soon after the war, so in a very poor context. But anyway, the pizzeria is here. The pizzeria is Michele, and if you go to this pizzeria, you really taste the best pizza in Napoli. And they don't give you the menu, because they prepare for you just 2 pizzas. They have just 2, the marinara and the margherita. Now, the marinara is not the sauce that some of you uses to spoil the poor calamari. I don't know why you do that. We don't put any marinara sauce on the calamari. The only thing that we put is the lemon juice. That's the only thing allowed by the law. Marinara is the pizza made with tomato sauce, oregano, garlic and oil. That's it, no cheese. Margherita has cheese. Margherita has tomato sauce, basil leaves and mozzarella cheese. Do you know what's Margherita, by the way? No, Queen of Italy. I have to report this. The group was not listening and the group didn't know the name of the group didn't know nothing. I reported everything. I have to add this too. So, Margherita was Queen of Italy. When Italy was unified, Italy was a kingdom. Now we are a republic, but we were a kingdom in the past. And the first Queen of Italy was Margherita. When Queen Margherita came in Naples to taste the famous pizza, the pizzaioli made the pizza after her. Used the 3 ingredients that I told you. Any idea why they choose these 3 ingredients?
They're the best?
That's what she could find.
No?
No?
Think about the colors.
Oh, the flag.
Oh, but they are very smart. That's because of the Italian flag. That's why Margherita, Queen of Italy, Italian flag. Can you find mozzarella home?
Yes.
But is it true that you put it in the fridge, in the refrigerator?
Yes.
We never. Mozzarella should be kept seriously room temper in its way. Seriously, we never, none of us will put the mozzarella in the cold. We keep the mozzarella, the limit is 3 days. You know what we do with the mozzarella after 3 days?
What?
We send it to you. Now you know why you put in the refrigerator. Now listen, next time you come back in Napoli, take your chance and visit the town. Napoli was the capital of southern Italy, so there is a lot to see and a very good pizza to eat.
Here we are, back to the ship in Naples. Excuse me. It's just beautiful, isn't it? Let's take you up the ramp now. Thank you. There's Napoli.
Island of Capri off the Naples coast. We will be going on an excursion